to separate the men from the boys, motherfucker. Let's go. Niggas best verse can't allow my intro. Word to blood, daddy. This time is for taking. Time steady ticking, food supply getting lower, and these diapers getting expensive.
I'm gonna get straight to the point right here, you dig? Undefeated WBO Super Welterweight Champion Brian Castano is calling out Jermell Lines Only, aka Iron Man Charlo, for an Undisputed Showdown on the PBC side of the street. Okay, I have a lot of respect for Brian Castano because he went down to South America and took the title out of that babysitting Patrick Texaria's hands, right? Praise the Lord, okay? So Patrick Texaria, who's promoted by Golden Boy, knew that they ain't want no smoke with Jermell Charlo, is because, you know, it is what it is. We're not going to get into that. It's not the video about Patrick Texaria, okay? But thank the boxing guys that Castano was able to not only win and secure that WBO title, but to be another PBC fighter, you know, outside of Jermell Lines Only Charlo. That's an easy, undisputed matchup to make. And that's what Brian Castano wants, okay? This guy's coming from Argentina. He's a great Argentine fighter, and we already know the great lineage and great boxers that's come from Argentina, namely, what's his name? Lucas Matisse, Sergio Martinez, and Marcos Modano, and now it's Castano. And he's a dangerous fighter. If there was anybody in the 154 division who can give Jermell Charlo some real serious issues in the ring, you know, not no robbery type of shit that happened with Tony Harrison, okay? I'm talking about somebody who can really go in the ring and give Jermell Charlo problems, is Brian Castano, okay? So I'm gonna touch on Brian Castano's information here in a second, but I really wanted to make a turn here and give y'all the backstory about Jermell Charlo real quick, okay? So Jermell Charlo, in my opinion, is the greatest super welterweight that's ever existed in the sport of boxing, okay? There's no disputing that. Not only is it the ring and he's the Lineal champion, but he holds on to all of the other three major sanctioning bodies titles, okay? So he's a top dog, and there's nobody in the super welterweight era, right? Okay, the super welterweight division, I believe, came into existence in 1986, okay? And it's only a few of them, man. There's only a few of them up there that can really be considered, such as Rinky Wright, Oscar De La Hoya, Mike McCullum, who else? You know, what's his name? The guy who was knocking everybody out. I forget his name. He's Errol Spence's favorite fighter. He's on the tip of my brain, but I can't think of his name. It'll come to me probably later on in this video. But Jermell Charlo, you know, he's accomplished more than all of those fighters combined. Why? It's because he has his hands on all of the major titles, and he's the ring and lineal champion, and he's next up to become the first undisputed champion in the super welterweight division in boxing history. Now, if Jermell Charlo was to retire today, without a doubt in my mind, he will be a Hall of Famer. And not only that, but he's still right now, at this present moment in time, considered to be the greatest super welterweight that's ever existed. You know, if any one of y'all fanboys, y'all historic fanboys, y'all historic boxing eggheads, right? And anybody want to challenge me to that, man, bring it on. If you have your own platform, I don't mind coming on there with the receipts and the facts to back my opinion up. You know, it's because I truly believe that it's not an opinion. I believe it's a fact that Jermell Lines Only Charlo is the greatest super welterweight that's ever existed. So I had to get that out of the way to kind of set the stage for this massive undisputed showdown that's lurking right around the corner, and the great things that the PBC can do with this to revive them in this digital realm that we're going into, okay? So look. This is what Castano is saying, right? He said the PBC has a lot of big names at junior middleweight. I didn't pay attention to any of them, you know, because he was focused on Texaria. That's what he's saying. Now, the goal is to face all of these guys and become undisputed champion, okay? So we're going to stroll down here, right? So this is Castano's manager saying that they definitely want to fight with Charlo, right? They've spoken with Al Heyman, and Charlo wants to fight as well. So as far as they know, All sanctioning bodies are on board, but the IBF is because we all know that the IBF is one of the strictest sanctioning bodies in boxing, and by Jermell Charlo being IBF champion, he does have a mandatory. But what we've learned from the Teofimo Lopez situation, that the IBF don't play no games, okay? So Jermell Charlo may have to get this. He may have to get this mandatory out of the way first. But if the IBF grants him permission to fight Castano, then there should be no problem for us to get that Undisputed Showdown. And that's massive, massive, massive news, okay? So now we see that here, right? So Castano said he wants them all. Right there, he said, I'm ready for them all. I want to be more active this year, no more layoffs, because he had like a 15-month layover between his last fight with Lara, who, in my opinion, he beat Arizona Lara, okay? But like I said, the politics of boxing, Lara is not fighting on a pay-per-view event with the PBC, with Andy Ruiz taking on Chris Arreola. So it's a business play, man. They had to make that fight, they had to dress that one up, and if Lara was coming off of a loss, that can take away value from that in-house fight. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? So anyway, man. So Castano is going on saying that, it could be any one of these guys. It could be Charlo, Tony Harrison, Jarrett Hurd. It could be a rematch with Lara, Rosario, Williams. Look at all of those names that I'm naming that's in the super welterweight division, bro. That's heavy hitters, man. And I don't care what all of y'all PBC hitters got to say about them, right? It's because, man, y'all would sit down and y'all would watch those fights, right? Not only would y'all watch those fights, but we need to support warriors that's calling out for these unification bouts. We need to continue to do this, right? And it's great news. I want to see that fight. It's because, like I say, man, Castano is the truth, man. If there's anybody out there that can beat Jermell Charlo fair and square in the ring, is this guy right here. Now, my early predictions is I'm picking Jermell Charlo for all those aforementioned reasons that I told y'all about. But at the same time, man, this guy here ain't nothing to play with. So I believe in Jermell Charlo's abilities, but I also believe in Castano's abilities as well. And for those two fighters to lock horns in the middle of the ring, man, is great. And I honestly believe that they can make that a pay-per-view event, okay? And if I were the PBC, if I was Al Heyman, let me get into my promoter's shoes or my manager's shoes for a second, right? The business model, in my opinion, it was successful with having both of the Charlo twins, do their own pay-per-view thing, coalesce together. Okay, I thought that was a great idea, but now it's time for the Charlo twins to take it a step further than that, right? Why not match up Jermell Charlo and have him unify one of those hitters in the middleweight division? I know that that's probably what they're trying to do, but in the middleweight division is a little murkier. It's because a lot of those guys up there, they just don't want that smoke. I would love to see a Jermell Charlo against a Demetrius Boo Andre, the current WBO middleweight champion, the Southpaw killer straight out of Rhode Island. I would love to see those two match up, and if they can manage to get a unification for Jermell Charlo on with this Undisputed Showdown against Brian Castano, man, that is great. That is great, great, great. And that's a way that the PBC can get themselves out of this decline, because right now they're downtrending. They're downtrending. And this is a fight here that can open the doors for the PBC to enter into this new digital realm. If they can dress it up, give us a way where we can pay and stream the fight, make it, fan friendly, sort of like Clarissa Shields did with Fight TV. You know what I'm saying? They'll find a way in the digital realm to tap into, make it cheaper, and y'all can add a YouTube or two onto the thing, get with the tide. I'm saying, I know that's not the PBC's motto in doing things, but here's a great opportunity to make all of that work with an Undisputed Unification Showdown on the PBC side of things. This is the key right here. Brian Castano is the key. He was the one who actually he's the one who brought justification to the super welterweight division by getting it out of Tex Savio's babysitting hands. You understand what I'm saying to you? This is great for boxing, man. This is great for boxing. Shouts out to Brian Castano. My early pick is I'm picking Jermell Charlo to defeat Castano, but it won't be easy, man. It won't be easy. Jermell Charlo will have to go in that ring and knock Castano out, and I would love to see him and his twin brother headline another pay-per-view, but make sure that Jermell Charlo's taking a step up and unifying it, trying to fight guys such as Arreola, Murata, GGG. We could just cross him off of the list. Canelo Alvarez will never fight him, and Demetrius Boo Andre, right? I would love to see Jermell Charlo and Andre get down on a PBC card headlined by Jermell Charlo for this Undisputed Showdown, bro. That is great for the Charlo twins. It'll be great for the PBC. It'll be great for the zone and the PBC relationships going forward into this digital realm. And this is the fight here that can make that possibly happen. Y'all see the value in this? Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comment section below. It's your boy E with Boxing Profits signing out to the next one. Holla at your boy 100. Whoop, out.